www.worldofitech.com. What is software engineering? Software engineering is a process of analyzing user prerequisites and afterward designing, building, and testing software application which will satisfy those necessities. 10 steps to becoming a software engineer. Software engineering is an always evolving profession. Thusly, one ought to receive as new technologies are developed. As it has moving nature, there are many different points into the IT profession. Notwithstanding, there is no single method of accomplishing this. Here are a few stages to turning into a professional software engineer. Step number 1. Be clear about your end goal. Beginning new profession isn't easy. However, when you have a final objective in mind, it helps when you find and manage an obstacle in your road. You ought to have a clear goal like, I want to build my career as an engineer. I want to work as a software engineer at a set-up IT company. I want to work as a team member and get paid well for it. Step number 2. Select a language to learn. Software engineering never focuses exclusively on coding. Be that as it may, you should know at least a couple of languages, and a more profound comprehension of how they will work. There is no common agreement on which languages are most useful. Below are given the list of some popular programming languages: Python, JavaScript, C#, C++, Ruby, Java. Step number 3. Earn a degree in computer science or a related field. You should initially earn a degree in computer science or a related field. You ought to have in any event a 4-year college education to start your career as a software engineer. Studying computer science will offer you the most useful background for designing software. Interviewers will ask questions regarding data structures and algorithms. Subsequently, the theoretical knowledge given by traditional computer science degree best sets you up for this. Nonetheless, you will for the most part spend your time outside of the classroom coding software and to learn how to write real software. Step number 4. Supplement your studies. Educational books are oftentimes outdated. Reference books are modified much more slow than software is updated. All the education institutes give theoretical concepts and ways of thinking that can be significant for your success. Albeit, the amount you will get paid is having the option to apply the knowledge of the real-world software. This is the place where your study helps you. Here are some ways to supplement your learning. Stack Overflow is the most reliable question and answer site for developers. You can search according to the technology, issue space, or language you need to improve in. Sites like Coding Game and Code Wars offer huge number of programming solutions which assist you with testing your skills. Step number 5. Read code written by experienced developers. Another useful aspect of becoming into a software engineer is learning how to read others' code. You can do this effectively by visiting sites like GitHub repositories and looking through documentation. Nonetheless, now and again documentation additionally turns out badly, however the majority of the source code precise in these sites. Subsequently, by learning to read that code, you'll have the option to see how a particular program is working. Step number 6. Find a community of software engineers. You need to discover a community to learn which guide you to success as a software engineer. Along these lines, when you are encircled by a community of similar individuals, you have an automatic support system. A real-world software engineering community gives you direction on where to focus your learning. Sites like Meetup is an optimal decision to discover different professionals. Step number 7. Build projects. In no way like practical experience. You need to begin building projects on a language you are comfortable with. By doing this, you upgrade your learning as well as track down a potential employer. As you learn how to code, build projects, and so forth, you ought to slowly assist you to build up your professional network. Step number 8. Master your pre-interview skills. Next, you need to focus in on your resume as it plays a vital part for your hiring. You'll have to master 3 things: resume, cover letter, and your online presence. Hire HR managers actually see them to get a preview of your skills and experience. Also, cover letters are required when applying for jobs online. They're your chance to get someone's attention and make an impression. Step number 9. Ace your job interview. At long last, the opportunity has arrived to face the interview. Most of IT companies start with a screening interview, typically done on the internet, at home. From that point forward, you need to face a telephone interview. On the off chance that you successfully clear the 2 interviews, you'll land the on-site interview. Step number 10. Accept the job offer. After you successfully clear a round of interviews and show your new skills, you will likely to get a job offer. Select the best which assists you with upgrading your career. Step number 11. Apply to lots of places. Start by applying to around 30 positions per day. Do remember you ought to spend time being specific, informed, and targeting your potential job leads. Try not to spam apply. Front-end mastery. At last, when you're finished with all that, you'll search for places to discover more posts and tutorials on amazing your knowledge and find the most recent enhancements in all of those technologies. For this I suggest worldofitech.com. How does a software engineer respond? Here are significant jobs played by software engineer. He or she ought to be a good programmer and ought to be knowledgeable in data structures and algorithms. Should be familiar with more than one programming language. Should be comfortable with different design approaches. Responsible for defining the attainability of software operations through issue definition, evaluation, analysis, and solution development. Documenting and exhibiting solutions by developing flowcharts, diagrams, documentation, diagrams, layouts, code comments, and so forth. Developing solutions by following software development principles. Improves tasks by finishing systems analysis work and make a suggestion for wasteful techniques and policies. Obtaining and licensing software in the wake of acquiring relevant data from vendors. Testing and approving products, providing applicable data through the collection, analysis, and summarizing of service and development issues. Different type of careers in software engineering. Having a degree in software engineering offers various opportunities for professionals. Although industry and geographic location have a significant critical part in earning potential, and employers likewise consider educational levels and experience to decide salary packages. Here is the important career option you have after opting for this course. Job title: Software Engineer. Description: Software engineers work with programmers, designers, and testers to plan different functions for the software to work effectively. Degree required: bachelor's degree. Annual salary $83,515. Job title: Principal Software Engineer. Description: Principal software engineers take care of all the technical details of projects. Their main task includes efficient scaling and maximizing performance. Degree required: bachelor's degree. Certified software development professional certification experience. At least 7 to 10 years experience. Annual salary $132,964. Job title: Lead Software Development Engineer. Description: Lead Software Development Engineer creates custom software to meet organizational needs. All software design prioritizes ease of use. These professionals additionally need to deal with a team of junior software engineers. The key focus areas for them are project management, developing multi-threaded codes, and network server applications. Professionals likewise need to work with the CO team and content writers. Degree required: master's degree. Annual salary $106,650. Best practices for software engineers. Here are some best practices for software engineers. Software engineers should act so that it is gainful to the client as well as the employer. Ensure software products and related alterations which should meet the highest professional standards. Need to keep up respectability and freedom in their professional methodology. Promote an ethical methodology for software development and maintenance. Software engineers will be steady of their colleagues. Summary. Software engineering is a process of analyzing user prerequisites and afterward designing, building, and testing software application which will satisfy those necessities. Important steps for turning into a professional software engineer are: you ought to be clear about your end objective and focus on what you need to accomplish. Need to choose in any event one programming language to learn. Next, you should earn a degree in computer science or a related field. Supplement your study by visiting coding sites like Stack Overflow. Different sites like CodingGame and CodeWars offer thousands issues which assists you with testing your skills. Read code written by other expert software engineers by visit sites like GitHub repositories. After this, you should begin building projects on a language you are comfortable with. Next, you need to focus in on your resume as it plays an essential part for your hiring. In this progression, you need to accomplish an interview. Most of IT companies start with a screening interview, normally done on the internet, at your home. After you successfully clear a round of interviews and show your new skills, you will likely to get a job offer. The most significant skill for a software engineer is that he or she ought to be fluent in more than one programming language. Software engineer. 2. Principal software engineer. 3. Lead software development engineer are various sorts of career alternatives for software engineer. Software engineers should act in such a way that it is benefited to the client as well as the employer. The average salary for a professional software engineer is $104,682 each year in the United States. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this tutorial helpful, and we would love to hear your feedback in the comments section below. And show us what you've learned by sharing your projects with us.